I don't want to talk about this for over an hour like I talked about Twilight. I opened this bottle, boy, over a month ago. It's not terrible. Hello everyone, I got a haircut. I'm still trying to figure it out. I've wasted so much time sipping wine, let me get to the point. So, it's Christmas again!
Hi Queens!
Did you know? So given how close it is to Christmas, literally days away now, I better get this up before Christmas or I'll be mad at myself. I felt this was the perfect time to talk about a topic that all of us are familiar with. Even if you pretend you're not familiar with it, you are familiar with it, you know the tropes, you know the signs, and that is cheesy holiday romance. I didn't watch too many of them before about a year or two ago. I knew the genre existed, I knew they were cheesy. I didn't know much more about them other than that they were cheesy and bad. But now, such as I am a connoisseur of fine wines, I am a connoisseur of bad romance genre. Not in, I guess in life too. There are bad holiday romance books, novellas, YouTube videos, an entire channel. And despite them being universally known as bad, we still watch them. Why do we do that? We know the big-time lawyer is going to move to the small town of Podunk because there's a Christmas spirit there. So why do we continue to watch and read these products? I said watch and read, so I was like, do I say book or movie, book or movie? And I finally got the word product out, if you were wondering. So I wanted to think about what it is that makes us jump into these things. This is gonna be kind of rambly. I just be thinking things. So it might be a little over the place. Wow, the word all over the place just came out like blah, blah, blah. It came out all over the place. I just thought this would be fun to talk about. So here we are. Even though the stereotype is to constantly have a mug of hot chocolate, our cold front here in Florida isn't coming in until tomorrow, so hot chocolate would be quite hot with these hot lights. So I've settled for wine. If I had to describe to you a Hallmark film, any Hallmark film, I could just give you 3 or 4 key details and you could come up with like 20 different films. I'm not as well versed in cheesy Christmas literature, but just looking at shelves, it's pretty damn similar. Christmas Cowboy, Christmas with... Yeah, you get the picture. And yet, these products do great. If they didn't do well, people wouldn't keep writing these bad stories. So what is it that makes us come back to them? My guess might be a little bit of a cheap one, but I genuinely think it's because they're easy. During the holidays, we're busy making cookies, wrapping presents, going to parties. That last one you're not doing too often. In fact, probably not at all this year, right? But during the holidays, we are quite busy, and a lot of us don't want to read something that takes a lot of brain power. I'm sure plenty of people do, but I also think a lot of people just want to read something for 20 minutes to just make them look away from a screen and have it be easy and not that hard to comprehend. And guess what? These Christmas romance stories are real simple. I am a big-time lawyer who hates Christmas because my mother died. I'm a country boy who might work at a bakery, and I am sassy. Together we make the ultimate couple, and the lawyer is gonna leave her millionaire boyfriend for this country boy that she just met, and we eat it up. Well, maybe you don't. And I say we eat it up, but literally every time I watch one of these movies, I'm like, oh my god, you guys just met, but I keep watching them. And it's because they're easy. I can put it on in the background while I'm wrapping presents, and I am not like, oh no, I was too concentrated on this corner. I have no idea what happened. It's like, I know what happens. They went sledding. I could see out of the corner of my eye that they went sledding. Our brains are so preoccupied with other things that we don't care that much about an incredible plot. We just want something to distract us and make us laugh. Personally, I love this type of media because it's so bad. I'm a bad movie type of person. I get a kick out of bad things. There is a level, however, of how bad it is versus how good it is. There's kind of a threshold where just because it's bad doesn't mean I enjoy it. It's probably slightly too good for me to enjoy it. A lot of the time, those types of movies that have better quality but are still bad are just boring. But then there's a bad threshold where it's so bad that it's so funny and I get such a kick out of them. And I think a lot of this media does the same thing for a lot of people. You read about a little girl who has only her dad, but then this country, city, whatever the example is, this city girl comes in and she's like, I wish you were my mom, and you're like, aw, she probably will be because your mom is dead and your dad is hot. So I touched on this in my video about Twilight, but even though these books or movies feel like they took 2 weeks to write and film, that doesn't mean there isn't value to them. If you want to write a cheesy Christmas romance book, there are people who are going to love it. If I'm being honest, I have thought about writing one or two of them. That being said, my ideas aren't quite as cliche. One of them involves time travel. Oh, but the Christmas Princess now has... Wait, what's that called? The Christmas Vanessa Hudgens. You know what I'm talking about? A Night for Christmas? That one also has time travel, so I guess my idea isn't that original. My point in saying this is, if you want to write one, and people are like, that's cheesy and that's dumb, maybe it is cheesy and dumb. You probably know that. But that doesn't mean people aren't gonna read it, because people are definitely gonna read it if you market it. People are gonna be like, a Hallmark movie in a book? Sign me up. And it works. Literally, go to Barnes & Noble this time of year, walk through the romance aisle, there's a bunch of Christmas romance books. That means that someone wrote this cheesy book, an agent read the cheesy book and said, this is cheesy, but it could sell. A publisher read it and said, this is cheesy, but it could sell, and then it sold. So, there is value in things that we watch because it's dumb entertainment. I think The Masked Singer is so dumb, but millions of people watch that show because it's stupid. You turn off your brain and you watch people wearing a bee mask dance around and sing, and people like that, I guess. And I think that is what the value is of these bad Christmas books and movies. Most of the time, when you pick up one of these things to watch or read, you're not surprised by what happens, and that's fine with you, because you just wanted something to distract you from the stress of the holidays. When I was adjusting my audio, I pressed a button and it said mark, so I don't know what that means, so I hope the audio works. All of this is really just to say, write what you want. I would imagine a vast majority of these writers know exactly what they're doing. They know they're writing something quick and cheesy that people are going to like, and that's fine. People like them. You can absolutely be someone who writes a dumb Christmas book, but also be someone who writes this super well thought out sci-fi novel. You can be diverse. That's great. Self-publish one under a pen name, and then whatever. Who cares? Live your life. So the moral of this story. Children, what's the moral? What's the moral? What's the moral? Just because it's dumb doesn't mean it's stupid. Okay, I guess that can be the moral. What I really meant to say is just because it's dumb doesn't mean it doesn't have value. And that's exactly what these Hallmark films are. That's why when you go and look up Hallmark Christmas films, there are 100 films that look the same. It's because some executive knows they are going to rake in a bunch of money. And you might think it's stupid, but the writer of those movies, I said the writer like they all have the same writer. They honestly might. But that writer It's laughing all the way to the bank. And if that's what they do and that's what brings them joy, then sick. You know, for being open for over a month, this wine is still, like, pretty good. Anyway, I guess that's really all I had to say. Christmas books and movies are the way they are because the writer knows it works. They're cheesy, they're cliche, and for millions of people, that's all they need this time of year. I literally put on one of those bad Christmas movies last night while I was making cookies. My mom left to pick my sister up. She came back and was like, "What happened?" And I was like, "They've been walking around," and like, no context was lost. And this time of year, that's kind of what we need, especially with the year that we've had. That's all for me though. I hope you guys have a great holiday. If your holiday is smaller than usual this year, I still hope you're doing traditions that fill your heart with joy. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, happy Hanukkah! Sorry that I didn't post a video around Hanukkah so I could say it to you when it was happening. And Kwanzaa. Apparently there are literally like hundreds of holidays that different religions celebrate during this time of year. Probably not literally hundreds, but there are a lot of different holidays that people celebrate this time of year. So, respect everybody. Happy holidays. And that'll be it for me. I'll see you guys later. Perhaps on the flippity flip? Okay, bye.